Hi guys, I am going to just show you guys how to have a real crochet business, making money crocheting as a full-time job. So I'm going to show you some stuff I do. Let me go to my patterns section. First thing you do if you're like an avid crocheter is you make, a crochet pattern. So this is like one of my patterns that I make, the messy bun hat, You make the pattern, write all the details, and show lots of pictures and the finished product. And then you sell your pattern. So I'm going to go to a really good website that crocheters are into, which is called Ravelry.com. And you create a profile here. This is my name, Jessica. And then you create a seller's profile. So I've created my seller's profile so I can sell patterns onto Ravelry, and then I will get paid into my PayPal account every time someone buys my pattern. So I'm just going to show you guys how to sell your pattern on Ravelry, and if you already have made a pattern. So, make sure you have a pattern already made, photos taken, have it saved in a PDF file on your computer, and then you can sell them all over the place. So before I start with this, let me show you really quick my main source, which is on my Etsy shop. This is where I have been selling patterns already. And this is kind of like my guide that I'm going to use of where I look at my description and, have all my information so it's easy for me to do this on Ravelry. So let me go to Ravelry. So you're going to go to My Notebook, Contributions, and then it says Add a Pattern to Ravelry. That's what I want to do. Do it. And they say, search our patterns to make sure you aren't adding a duplicate design. You can skip that. Skip it, and I'm going to type in what I'm going to sell. So I want to sell a beanie. That's what I'm going to name it, beanie. And then I type in my designer name. I want people to see my store name instead of my actual name. So I have that. I could select this if I wanted to, but I want people to recognize my store name. So then they have, read the pattern database requirements. Basically, they say it has to be crochet or knitted. You can't sell like a graph picture and sell that. So they have all these different requirements, but I've already read those. So then I go to the next step. And then I select the craft. It's crochet. It's in US terms, which is also written in my pattern that it's US terms at the very top because people like to see that. Then I choose the category. It's an accessory, hat, beanie, or toque. I guess that's how they say it in Canada. Next step. Then when was it first published? Well, I first made this pattern, I think it was like in April or May, and I posted this first to my Etsy website. So this is other website right here, and I'm just gonna choose this and then type in my thing that my store is called Hot Knots. And so originally you have to type in like the actual URL and then they find you and everything. So I put that in there. Next step. Then it says optional link to an outside web page. So I actually want to put the exact link to this pattern. So let me go find my pattern really quick. This is why I keep my Etsy shop open while I'm doing this. This is the crochet pattern. It's the correct one. So I'm just going to copy this URL and go back to my page and just paste it in there. It says, can it be viewed or purchased? Yes, you can purchase it from my Etsy shop. It's a fee, so choose the currency. I have mine in dollars, and it's $6. And if I can't remember, I just go and I check. Yep, well, it's in euros, but I know it's $6. Next step. So select the attributes that apply. This is basically the way that they do tags as far as I know. And so you want to choose everything that can perfectly describe your item. Let's see, coloring, for example. I don't have any coloring in my hat. It's just black. Construction. So they have different like ways that you crochet, and mine is top down, meaning that I crochet my hat from the top of the crown to the bottom brim. So this is what I'm going to choose. It's not worked in the round, so I don't choose that. It is one piece, I guess, so could choose that. So I guess the more you choose, the better for you. Crochet techniques, they have different types of things here. In fact, mine is made with post stitches, so I'm going to choose this. I don't want to tell you guys too much information because then you're going to know how I made my hat. Anyways, maybe you make things with tapestry crochet, you could select that, or surface crochet, whatever. Fabric characteristics, nothing here really. Oh, ribbing technically describes my hat because it is kind of ribbed and it's textured. There's a beautiful texture, so I choose that. And technically I could choose twisted stitches because you have to like go over or under, when you do post stitches, but I'm not going to do that, whatever. Then the garment, that's for a garment, so that doesn't, pertain to me. Then I have age. This is good for an adult or a teen. And it's definitely female. The fit is fitted, even though technically that's for clothes, but maybe somebody would search into Ravelry fitted something and they might find my hat. Then, ethnic styles, that does not pertain to me. Shapes, not really. This is not like a basket or anything. And instructions, my pattern is a photo tutorial and also written. And so, this part is very important. Next step. Then it says, which yarns does this pattern call for? I'm going to type in the yarn that I use, which is called Mondial Merino Special. This is what I use. This is a yarn in Italy that I love because I live in Italy. So it's pretty bulky, and I use a size 6 hook for this, but you can add more hooks that people can use. I would probably add like one smaller, one bigger, because people like to play around. But for this pattern that I make, I like the J size. Next step. And then you're supposed to type in the gauge and, everything like that. But I skip over this because honestly, when I'm buying a pattern, I don't really read this. I read this information when I'm actually doing it. So I include this in my pattern, not in the description. It's in English, or you can select other languages. So with Ravelry, you are allowed to upload several versions of the same pattern in different languages, but not as separate listings as far as I understand. But obviously maybe somebody found your pattern in English, but they speak French, so they would buy the French version. Or they would download it and it would be available in French. Sizes available. So I offer a tight fit and loose fit. This is what I offer in my sizing. And then you write a description. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this is a pattern for a beautiful Okay, now you're supposed to add pictures of your product. So there are rules. You're not allowed to add pictures that have writing in them unless you actually upload a picture of what the pattern looks like itself. You can add that, and you're also allowed to add pictures with a watermark on it. But they just don't want you to add a picture that has like crochet pattern on top of it. So I'm going to choose my files, and luckily I already have my pictures of, this hat. I'm going to go right here and just choose some of my favorite pictures. Let me see. I love this one. Choose, upload. You can upload several at the same time, but I kind of like to go through each of them. This is good. They say that the pictures with people actually wearing the item works better than pictures just showing an item, because people need to be able to see, if it covers the ear or how it fits on you relative to everything else. And so they say those work best. Oops. Wow. Crap. I just messed up something. Let me do this again. Okay, so I have all my pictures here, and if you have a picture with writing, they ask you to not make it the first photo. So, but anyway, I want my first photo to be really appealing, so I'm going to move this over a little bit, and then, that's good enough. So you can add several photos. This is good for me. In Etsy, you add 5, so I'm happy with 5. I think it's pretty good. Next step. Okay, so at the top you can see there are warnings. It says there's no gauge, there's no yardage, fix it. Well, I'm not going to worry about this right now. I can still publish it. So you're just going to review this and see what it would look like if someone was to find your beanie pattern. There's all this information. Just check over, make sure it's right. And so it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and publish this pattern to Ravelry. Okay, now I'm going to go to Manage Store. If you notice, I never actually uploaded my PDF file. So let's go over here. This is my pattern section in my store, and I have all these patterns. I'm going to click on Beanie and add pattern to store. And here we have this file, and I want to upload my PDF file. So let's go to Choose File. I need to find my file. Okay, ribbed beanie pattern. This is it. Choose, and then you make sure you click on upload. Okay, so now I have it here, and then you have to actually activate it. So I activate my product, and there we have it. Now I go to patterns and I just check, and there it is. So now I'm just going to go back to my Etsy shop, and so this is how I do this. I sell my patterns on Etsy, and I'm trying to sell them now on Ravelry, because I realize that a lot of people may not know about Etsy, or maybe they just prefer Ravelry. So I have an option on my Ravelry shop that they can either purchase it on Ravelry, or they can click over and buy it on Etsy. So whichever platform they prefer. And so that's what I do for my crochet business. And obviously I actually sell crochet items as well. But you know what? That's really time consuming. And so my coach, she advises me to sell patterns because it's passive income, and you could just basically make something one time and sell it forever, and make money while you sleep. So selling patterns is a really smart thing to do. You don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about constantly buying supplies and having them all over your house, and your cat getting into it and stuff. So selling patterns is the way to go. And then I wanted to show you something else I do for my crochet business. I host these workshops, and locally where I live. And so what I do is I go to this website to create these photos that look really professional. I did not take that photo. I bought it from someone else who already took it for me, and I just, edited things on here, made it look really professional. And then I use this photo to publicize all over social media that I'm hosting a workshop and people can comment below, blah, blah, blah. So let me show you the website I use for that. You probably have heard of it, maybe not. It's called Canva. So in Canva, you can just find all types of things. Like basically it shows you things I've already done here. I bought this picture and then I typed on top of it for a crochet workshop. And actually sometimes I use this coffee photo as like a interesting strategy to host a workshop because people see coffee and it automatically is addicting and they don't even realize what I'm talking about on here and they click on it because it's coffee. So that's interesting. But anyway, so this is something I do for my crochet business. You can use Canva to create all these interesting photos and then you can like put them on your blog or put them on through email or whatever and they look really professional. You don't have to be a photographer. You don't have to know how to do this. It's already done for you. And so you can buy these or they have a lot of free versions. There are so many websites where you can buy images like this. So that's something I do. And then I use another website called Eventbrite. Let me type this in. Eventbrite, right? Yes, Eventbrite. Eventbrite is a website where you can organize an event and post a link to it so people can sign up through the internet. So, you know, I have an event here. Let me search it real quick. So this is an event that I created through the website. It's so easy. You just fill in all the blanks and set a date, set a price, and then people just click and sign up. And then they pay you through PayPal, and that's it. And if someone cancels, you can easily refund them. It's just really awesome. So you don't actually have to do this physically by hand and have people pay you in cash when they get there. You can do this ahead of time, which ensures that people will come to your workshop and that you have your expenses paid for in advance instead of forking out the time and money to prepare for this crochet day and then no one actually shows up. So this is another website that I use for my crochet business. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little video. I'm doing this because I posted a post like a few months ago about my crochet business and people were so shocked that you can actually crochet at home and make money from it. And so I'm hoping that this will help someone who is like down and out and wants to do this from home. You can do it. You just have to be really creative and sometimes people just need to know what's available. So these are some things that are available to you. And yeah, thanks for watching.